This is Stacey Kent, American jazz singer. Now, if you're looking for one of the most successful female American jazz singers on the scene today that sold more than 2 million albums worldwide and has over 500 million streams, you came to the right place. Now, this video will examine the life and music of Stacey Kent. Welcome back to my channel. Stacey Kent, born March 27, 1965, is an American jazz singer from South Orange, New Jersey. Kent was nominated for a Grammy Award and was awarded the Order of Arts and Letters by the French Minister of Culture in 2009. She is married to saxophonist and composer Jim Tomlinson, who produces Kent's albums and writes songs for her with lyricist partner, novelist Kazuo Ishiguro. Kent was born in South Orange, New Jersey. Her paternal grandfather was Russian and grew up in France. After graduating from Sarah Lawrence College, she traveled to England to study music at the Guildhall School of Music and Drama in London, where she met saxophonist Jim Tomlinson, whom she married on August 9, 1991. Kent also attended Middlebury College Language Schools in Middlebury, Vermont for 8 summers, enrolled in the Italian, German, Portuguese, and French programs. Kent began her professional career in the 1990s singing at Café Bohème in London's Soho. After 2 or 3 years, she began opening for established acts at Ronnie Scott's Jazz Club in London. In 1995, she appeared in Richard Loncrane's film Richard III, starring Ian McKellen, singing The Passionate Shepherd to His Love, Come Live With Me and Be My Love, with lyrics by Christopher Marlowe and composed by Trevor Jones at the Grand Ball celebrating the Yorkist triumph in the War of the Roses. Her first album, Close Your Eyes, was released in 1997. Novelist Kazuo Ishiguro wrote the liner notes to Kent's 2002 album, In Love Again. Ishiguro met Kent after he chose her recording, After They Can't Take That Away From Me, as one of his Desert Island discs in 2002. In 2006, Tomlinson and Ishiguro began to write songs for her. Ishiguro has said of his lyric writing that with an intimate, confiding first-person song, the meaning must not be self-sufficient on the page. It has to be oblique, sometimes you have to read between the lines, and that this realization has had an enormous influence on his fiction writing. In March 2024, Ishiguro published a book entitled The Summer We Crossed Europe in the Rain, Lyrics for Stacey Kent, containing 16 of his lyrics for Kent, with illustrations by Italian-French artist Bianca Bagnarelli. Tomlinson and Ishiguro co-wrote 4 songs on the album Breakfast on the Morning Tram. The first of their songs, The Ice Hotel, won first prize in the International Songwriting Competition in April 2008. Kent recorded several more Tomlinson-Ishiguro songs on Dreamer in Concert, The Changing Lights, and I Know I Dream, the orchestral sessions. Tomlinson and Ishiguro subsequently wrote songs for her albums Dreamer, The Changing Lights, and I Know I Dream, and continue to write for her. Kent's album, The Boy Next Door, achieved gold album status in France in September 2006. Breakfast on the Morning Tram in 2007 achieved platinum album status in France in November 2007 and double gold status in Germany in February 2008. Racontez-moi was recorded in France and achieved gold status in both France and Germany and became the second best-selling French language album worldwide in 2010. Dreamer in Concert 2011 was recorded in May 2011 at La Cigale in Paris. It includes 3 songs previously unrecorded by Kent: Waters of March by Antonio Carlos Jobim, Postcard Lovers by Jim Tomlinson with lyrics by Kazuo Ishiguro, and O Comboio by Portuguese poet Antonio Ladeira. In 2013, Kent released The Changing Lights, a Brazilian-tinged album covering bossa nova classics such as Jobim's How Insensitive, and again collaborating with Tomlinson and Ishiguro. In 2014, she left Warner Brothers and signed with Sony. Sony released Tenderly, an album of standards with Roberto Menescal, one of the founders of bossa nova. She met Menescal in Brazil in 2011 at the 80th birthday celebration at the Christ of the Redeemer statue. They discovered they were fans of each other's work and collaborated on an album of standards inspired by Menescal's admiration of the duo of Julie London and Barney Kessel. In 2014, Marcos Valle invited her to tour in celebration of the 50th anniversary of his career. They recorded the album Ao Vivo and a DVD that was recorded live at the Birdland Club in New York City and the Blue Note in Tokyo. In 2017, Kent recorded her next album for Sony, I Know I Dream, The Orchestral Sessions, her first album with an orchestra comprising 58 musicians with arrangements by Tommy Lawrence, with music from the Great American Songbook, French chansons, songs by Jobim, Tomlinson, Ishiguro, Ladera, and his songwriting partner, Cliff Goldmacher from Nashville. Tomlinson and Goldmacher wrote the title song. In 2020, Kent released a series of singles and EPs, including Christmas in the Rockies, Three Little Birds, Lovely Day, Landslide, I Wish I Could Go Traveling Again, Bonita, and Craigie Byrne, as a duet with her longtime pianist, Art Hirahara. Several of these singles became part of an album released in October 2021, Songs from Other Places, for which Kent won Best Vocal Performance at the Jazz Music Awards in Atlanta, Georgia, in October 2022. Kent has sold more than 2 million albums worldwide and over 500 million streams. On a personal note, I first heard about Stacey Kent in 2007. A friend suggested the album Breakfast on the Morning Tram by Stacey Kent. She was nominated for the Grammy Award for Best Jazz Vocal Album for that album. Now, I remember listening to that album, and it was the fourth song on that album, entitled I Wish I Could Go Traveling Again, that spoke to me. Now, having done some research, Jim Tomlinson wrote the music, her husband and producer of her music, and Kazuo Ishiguro, a famous novelist, wrote the lyrics for that song. So those two gentlemen that wrote the music and the lyrics, along with Stacey Kent's voice, spoke to me, and from that point on, I've been following her career, especially her travel songs. And for those that know me, I have two main passions in life. One is music, the other is travel. And for the last number of years, I have a travel channel, and I've been traveling the world shooting videos for that travel channel. Well, this spring, I knew I was going to be in London, England to shoot a video for my YouTube channel. And when I confirmed the dates of the video shoot, I instantly got online and I knew about Ronnie Scott's, this famous jazz club in London. And the number one thing I wanted to do in London, other than shoot this video, was to get to Ronnie Scott's and hear some jazz. Now, this is a famous club in London. It's been open since 1959. All the jazz greats have played there, and I wanted to get there and see some jazz. Now, when I went online, the planets lined up. I saw who was at Ronnie Scott's the 3 days I was there, and it was Stacey Kent. And I thought, wow. And I instantly tried to get tickets. Now, I had 3 days that I was available there, and all 3 nights she was sold out at Ronnie Scott's. There was one matinee where there were some tickets available. I instantly got a ticket, and I was on my way to see Stacey Kent in London at the famous Ronnie Scott's. Now, it was such a cool day, springtime. Got off the tube at Trafalgar Square, walked through Leicester Square, up through Chinatown, had some food, up into Soho and to Ronnie Scott's. Now, I got there very early. I was ahead of the line, and I got an awesome seat right at the front. Just to sit in that club in Ronnie Scott's where so many jazz greats have played, and just that ambiance in that room was unbelievable. And then for Stacey Kent to come out and sing some jazz with some Latin jazz with that travel content that really spoke to me. It's that combination of Tomlinson, Ishiguro, and Stacey Kent's voice that has made me love her music. So I just want to say thank you, Stacey Kent. Awesome music, it talks to me. And also a shout out to Ronnie Scott's. If you can ever get to London and to Ronnie Scott's to see some jazz, I would suggest you do it. I hope you enjoyed this video on one of my favorite female American jazz singers, Stacey Kent. Now, if you've got a band or artist you'd like featured on this YouTube channel, pop it in the comments section. I'll make another video. Thanks for dropping by. Rock on.